Someone said I should nerf this wall walk, so I did by raising this so that you like can go down a little bit and it's fine. Speaking of things people have said, for floors 5 through 6.5 of Citadel of the Infinite Abyss, Ring 3 Citadel, we're going to be taking inspiration from this comment. Floor idea. A floor with a maze of jump pads. You have multiple jump pads and multiple platforms to go throughout the floor and collect buttons. If you have any floor ideas of your own, then please comment them. I might use it in a future episode of this series. Before we get to the building, a few things I'd like to mention is that you might be confused why the title says 5 through 6.5. It's because it's all of floor 5 and half of floor 6, and then the next video is going to be the rest of floor 6 and all of floor 7. So the next one's going to be 6.5 through 7. You might also be wondering what I mean by the maze of jump pads. Well, it's going to be kind of like the maze of wraparounds video from Citadel of Abstraction. Let me show you. Okay, it's this floor. So you can see there's just like a ton of like walls everywhere, and like it really is a maze. You can't even really get a good view of the floor. The only good places like here are from the thumbnail of that video before I built the floor above here. As you can hear by the clock going off in the background, it's 10 p.m. and the Maze of Wraparounds floor on COA took like 6 hours to build, so I don't feel like staying up till 4 a.m. today, so this floor is not going to be as extreme as it was on the other one. But yeah, it's basically going to be find all the buttons to progress. If you fall, you'll be sent back to this platform. So we're going to start with like that thing. That should be fine. So this can be one of the many paths that you can take from this like starting platform. So you wall hop there. Let's see, what's the best way to do this? I think what we can definitely do on this floor is going to be like, I don't even know what you'd call it. You'll see what I mean soon enough. It'll be like, it's like this, where you know, will move your camera and like go around wraparounds. So let's see how well this works. Yeah, that should be good. I like that. So there's jump pads all throughout the floor and wraparounds and things. And honestly, I don't really like the wall hop, especially because it's not really indicated at all. Let's just put a stud here, or a half stud. And of course, we gotta include like long jumps and stuff, because this is insane difficulty. Now, jump pads, we currently have 2. But there are a lot more things that can be done with jump pads than you might think at first. Specifically one that I can think of at the moment, which is basically where they're a insta-kill or teleporter or something, just with more steps. So the way we do that is just if you step on that, then you'll get like launched up into whatever it is. What we can do here is maybe make it a wedge, so you'll get like flung off in that direction. Of course, there's going to be parkour over there, so that's not really going to work. We'll instead do this and then rotate this around. There, see? I don't know why it probably doesn't like ragdoll you every time. No, it looks like it does. But it still does what I want it to, so I guess that works out. Okay, so update. The way this seems to be going is that we're just having like some sections where it's like 2 walls sort of like this, and there's just like the blue jump pads all over the place. So kind of what I'm envisioning at this point is like, you know, I want the thumbnail to just be like, you can see all the jump pads everywhere, and I guess it needs to be more complex looking than that. Which I guess it will be once I add more detail to stuff. I remember when I built the thing in Citadel of Abstraction, I recall what I did for some of it was kind of the way I make a layout for a maze. I don't know if everyone does this, but I do when I make, like, you know, a regular maze. Which is I just place a part like this. So then I just kind of place a bunch of walls and stuff. So, you know, I can place something there. I can add an edge here maybe. This is going to be different the way I place things than it would in a normal maze or even on the floor of COA, because like, you know, we're doing this with jump pads and stuff instead of just normal regular jump power and stuff. You remember how last time I put like the word Roro in the gameplay? We're going to do that again this time, but it's going to say Roro Studios, the whole thing this time. I guess a good spot would be here, like against the angled wall, except it's actually not angled because it's, you know, the whole thing is angled, therefore this like cancels it out, so this is actually not angled. Of course, we're gonna move all this stuff because it needs to be moved now. No kidding. Now this I'm gonna raise up by 15 studs because you want to be able to like read it from above, so like, you know, it's not backwards or anything, but everything else is going to extend to the ceiling. This is actually going to be a lodge. This is a glitch I rarely use, so I think the way you make these is you leave a 1.5 or 1.75 stud gap. Like wall hops, I guess, there are different ways you can make this that can have a wide range of difficulties. So like just having a wall like this that you kind of have to like, you know, it's RNG, like you can see I'm falling, but then like, yeah, it's, go away, Nat. Or you can put like a extra part at the bottom, which makes it a lot easier. Well, you gotta do this on both sides. As you can see, you can pretty much just walk straight across. But what I think I'm gonna do here is this. If I can just like line it up to show you what it is. Maybe for this it's gotta be 1.75. Yeah, here we go. It's where like, you're at the top, so you can kind of turn your camera a little bit while in shift lock to do that. So if I get this at the right height, I think we'll make it so you jump to there off of the text that says Roro Studios. Well, it's actually not text, but you know what I mean. So you'd like wrap around or something. Yeah, okay, I like that. That works. And also doesn't obscure the view of this. Unlike this, so maybe I'll like do that. Actually, you know what? Just delete this. Bad. At this point, it's looking like I'm gonna put 2 buttons. Well, 2 additional buttons. So for a total of 3. There'd be one like over here somewhere. Well, actually no. We could have one over here, one like on a bit of parkour after the lodge, and then one over here somewhere. Maybe even a 4th one over here. We'll see. Alright, I'm done with the inside section of this floor. I'll of course add more detail later, but there's a total of 5 buttons, and each one deactivates one of 5 parts that's here, but they're all in the same position, so it just looks like one. And that's right, I said inside section because there's going to be an outside section of this floor. So it's going to go underneath the citadel, and you should be able to see it from under here. So it's probably going to like go around here, and maybe you'll go back inside on the opposite side of here, because that is the next side of the floor. Well, floor 6, I mean. So this is not going to be like the jump pads thing anymore. This is just like an outside section with like general gameplay, I guess. So we'll start with some downward head hitters. So I guess you can then do that. You can probably just do that from all the way up here though. So that's like kind of a problem. Well, not if I just make that the intended route. Pretty much this is just going to be like scattered platforms. So it's just going to look like things, you know, destroyed stuff from up here. So just like random blocks. So yeah, it's not going to really be a specific path you need to take. So you can kind of go any direction. But let's keep it where like all the platforms are sort of near the ceiling. Well, I guess floor of the floor. That way you kind of hit your head like on the jumps, which makes them a little more difficult. Alright, well that is floors 5 through 6.5 complete, other than detail, which I'll add later. Now it's time to play this whole floor and a half start to finish. And also you can see it's starting to like look cool from a distance, I guess, the citadel. Here's the Obby idea if you want to come play this. The previous floor ends with you like drop down there. Find all the buttons to progress. If you fall, you'll be sent back to this platform. So you can do these in any order you want, but I guess I'll just do this in the order I built them. So you start by doing that, and then that. Here you do that. Yeah, this is great commentary. Here you gotta avoid the jump pads, otherwise they'll fling you into the wedge and you'll like fall. And then here, just jump to each one. The first one does a little bit less jump power than the others. Here you gotta land there and then sort of wrap around, do that onto this half stud. And there's one button, then you can just jump down after you press that one. The rest of them you get to by going this direction. So here it says Roro Studios, and I guess we'll do this one first. You didn't see that. For this lodge, you kind of need to wrap around in like that, and then you can turn your camera a little bit like this if it's like not moving you at all. This jump's a little bit tricky, but it's still possible. And then make sure you don't like get flung off when you hit the top like thing. I probably hit it there, but I guess we'll see if it doesn't deactivate the wall over here when I press the other ones. Let's go to this one now. So you need to go behind here, and then there's that gap in the wall. So you need to do that. And then jump onto this platform there. Be careful not to like fall off. Then there we go. Well, there we go. Now we got the button. And here you gotta do a ledge grab to go underneath here. There we go. Now that I've hit that, I can teleport, and the last one is in this direction. So jump to this one stud, and then onto this tightrope thing. Then go around it. There's the button. And it looks like I did press them all because the wall went away. So at this point, now you need to climb back up here. Now there is a invisible wall above here, so you can't just high jump on top of the frame. And you gotta walk down and land on this platform. And then just sort of make your way across the platforms. It is in a way, like, kind of tricky to figure out the path you're supposed to go. By that I mean only right here. So, like, you can't make this jump. I mean, maybe you can, but it's gonna be really difficult if it is possible at all. So what you kind of have to do instead is, like, go this way. Avoid that one stud there. And now you can make the jump. And then I think it's easier to walk around there, but it is possible to jump if you want to. This is the end for the time being. After this, you'll go back inside the tower, where you'll do floors 6.5 through 7, which we'll be building in the next video. So leave some floor ideas for that floor or any future floors in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please remember to leave a like and consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next video, and have a great day.